Hello, folks. This is Steve AB4L. Well, it's a nice, is it summer yet? Nice rainy day. Not the windows open, but the traffic is, you'll probably hear it. Now, nothing in this episode is a promotion nor is it a recommendation. And you may recall that late yesterday, when I went to check the Food Lion grocery chain weekly ad, something funny was going on. Now, I just did the Google search for Food Lion on my other machine where I haven't cleared my cookies and data and stuff for the last 24 hours. See, I want to try to sneak in like I haven't been there. And they showed me what I couldn't see on this site yesterday. Let's see if they'll do it today. Now, what we're interested in is the weekly ad. See, Food Lion in Salisbury, North Carolina, about an hour and some west of here. Yeah, if you stay on 64, I think it would get you there. 64 is right out here. Oh, there it is. There we go. I wasn't able to show you this last night. Maybe I had to clear my cookies. You know how to do that, right? Food Lion, welcome to Food Lion. Your new website is here. Planning and saving at Food Lion is now even easier. I'm not promoting anything. I came to North Carolina a long time ago. And one of the first stores, remember it's grocery shopping, one of the first stores that I found and began visiting regularly because it was so close to where I was living, Food Lion. And what was another store, given the shape of the car I was driving, the shape it was in, that I learned where it was. And it was on the same road. Advanced Auto Parts. Yeah, and I still. So when I talk about Food Lion and I have a smile on my face of what's going on, it's from the standpoint of having been retired as a software engineer for web-oriented stuff, helping people make it work right. Updated navigation, we shall see. Refreshed shop and earn program, access to store products and pricing. Well, that probably is sign in, create an account, sign in to clip coupons, earn rewards, and more. Okay, so now you've seen this confirming that this is the new show. It's doing the same thing it did last night. See the thing? And it's still defaulting to 120 Roxborough Road in Oxford, North Carolina. I've been to Oxford quite a few times, not recently. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing a rerun. I made a video about this. I'll see if I can find it. A couple of years back, I noticed that when I went to the Food Lion webpage, I couldn't look at the weekly flyer. And it turned out, you know how yesterday I showed you the Lowe's Foods also? And I couldn't go to that one either. And what it turned out to be, now this is no surprise, that handling the weekly flyer, the Food Lion doesn't do that. Not, at least in the past, not internally. Yes, they have a list, a database of what the specials are, just as the Lowe's Foods Lowe's Grocery, but they give it to an outside company that specializes in constructing and operating that weekly ad thing. That's what they concentrate on. What does Food Lion concentrate on? Delivering food to you. That's not, you understand? So it turned out when I did a little bit of research, see, I'm waiting for it to come up. That was also at the beginning of, more or less, the beginning times of ad blockers. Now, I haven't rehearsed this. More tools. Oh, they've changed this? I expected to find a link in here saying extensions. Oh, it's a separate, it's now separate. It's up here. Manage extensions, visit. Oh, this is great. Actually, this is an improvement. I don't think I can make that I don't think I can make that bigger. Hang on. Let's see if I can make that bigger. No, it doesn't make it bigger. Manage extensions, visit. Oh, that's great, because whenever I wanted to see if I could find another extension doing a similar thing, I'd have to actually do a Google search. But now they've broken extensions out, which might go along with the fact that Chrome is doing a hard shift to what's known as the version-free manifest. Never mind. There's lots of complaints about that. From whom? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'm making a connection. Oh, especially from the ad blockers. Because the idea of Manifest 3 and its new restrictive requirements is to what? Kill ad blockers. And why would Google Chrome and Google, and why would they be interested to do something like that? Oh, to increase their income. So people like me aren't bothered by, ads playing during YouTube videos and other places. Manage extensions. Okay, I've got a malware browser guard. I've got the privacy badger. Actually, it was the privacy badger that played with the cookies. That at that time I said where that suddenly the weekly ad thing didn't work when I went to the Food Lion site, and it was the privacy badger that did it. And I'm using uBlock Origin. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start just based on past experience. Let's turn off privacy badger. We'll leave this extension page open. Now let me get this back to normal size. And what I'll do is I'll hold down the Shift key and I'll force a hard reload. Remember, folks, this is not rehearsed. It's not rehearsed. This is what I used to do to help customers solve their problems. Only I wouldn't be sitting in their office. I'd be sitting at that internationally known internationally IT company. You've been blocked. But who's blocking me? Wait a minute. Who's blocking me? Why? This is unexpected. Something about the behavior of the browser has caught our attention. Who's our? Who's us? There are various possible explanations for this. You're browsing and clicking at a speed much faster than expected of a human being. Something is preventing JavaScript from working on your computer. There's a robot on the same network as you, meaning that this isn't really a human. Now, what's missing from this? This harkens back to a recent episode I put up where I made fun of the LinkedIn CAPTCHA. Now, the thing is that this still claims that they're at Food Lion. I'm looking up there. Let's see where the submit feedback is. I'm going to, should I click on it? Or should I try to problem solve without it? All right. Now, hang on. Let's open a browser page. Let's see how they're doing this. There's my last search. Weekly ad. This is the first time I'm doing it today. Since I put that episode up at midnight today, I haven't gone back to Food Lion. Now, what am I seeing? This is the new weekly flyer. How is it similar? No, wait a minute. It says, search weekly ad, 204 items. Hang on. Weekly ad, this is the weekly ad. This is the new layout, June 21st to June 27th. Today is June 22nd. I started looking at this yesterday, and I told you why yesterday. And it's a new layout. And the difference is we're seeing a picture. We can view, oh, let's look at the cantaloupes. Why would I go to a cantaloupe? In Israel, on one kibbutz, Kibbutz Ha'ogen, for the Ulpan, we were half a day in Hebrew class and half a day working in the fields. And what is Kibbutz Ha'ogen, the anchor, famous for? There was a Hungarian guy who'd been there for a long time, and he had developed the Ogun melon. See, this is how my mind strays. It looks like a cantaloupe, but it's not exactly a cantaloupe. I've harvested hundreds, if not thousands of them, to pay for taking the Hebrew. And they're, instead of $4, they're $2. Let's see what this is. Oh, add item to shopping list. Terms and conditions. Without your most valuable MVP card, in the event of disagreement between the circular and this pop-up, the circular takes precedence. So the circular would be the paper version in the store. Hang on. This is the grid view. This is the first time I'm seeing it this way. What's the print view? I think we saw this yesterday. This is the one that would be stacked by the door as you come in, printed on paper in each of the Food Lion stores. And if there's any disagreement between what I'm seeing online, when I get to the store and I have to pay for this, and suddenly you're charging me $4 for these cantaloupes instead of two for $4. And it says without MVP card, $3.99 each. This is, the paper one is what takes precedence in a case of a dispute. So we can still see this form, but the revamped website offers you as a default view this. Notice that now going to the weekly ad, but this is for 120 Roxborough Road. The other thing was that I claimed yesterday that I saw that they claimed that they didn't have it ready for my Ashboro store. In fact, Ashboro has 3 Food Lion stores. I'm not promoting anything, folks. I'm talking about the nitty gritty of what's going on. Now it says something about page order. Page order or alphabetic. Pardon me. They have the order in which they want to present it to you. Maybe the most enticing items first. But bakery, baking prep, beef, lamb, and meats. They sort of had something like this before. It doesn't seem to work. It doesn't work very well, does it? Let me use the down arrow key. Let me click in there. It's when I move the cursor over it, it gets darker, but when I click on it, it simply closes. So that's still a problem in their code. Got it? Why is it working now? And why are they doing this? This is longer than I expected. Why have I been blocked? And is the blocking very effective? They blocked this particular page, but I just opened another tab in my browser. I didn't start a new browser, and I didn't ask it to go incognito and give me a new instance of my browser. So somebody is fooling them. And why didn't they offer me a capstone? You remember what these are? Where I had to pick which of the pictures show a traffic light to see if I'm actually a human as opposed to a robot? So although I made fun of them yesterday, I'm going to make a critique of them today. This is not effective. This is not effective. All I do is open a new tab. So this is a BS page. It's to fool people who don't know any better. But now we move on to what's been going on. What did I say as a preview to this without having experimented today? This is all first run. This is what I used to do, folks. I said the thing I remembered was that before with the weekly ad thing that messed up not only Food Line, but also several other websites, the other food chain in town, and also one of the hardware distributors, because they all were getting their ad pages from the same specialization company, was the privacy badger. And the privacy badger automatically learns to block invisible trackers. Oh, that's why that page didn't work. Oh no, but this is turned off. If it was privacy badger keeping them from knowing that I had just opened a new tab and got in again. So there's something, in my opinion, in my Biden opinion, you know how Biden falls down? Because he's old. I've been out of it so long, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's right, I'm an idiot. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. I said that previously it was the privacy blocker, which it says specifically goes after tracking cookies, we can just turn it back on. And we can just follow my lead, do the search, go to Food Lion, go to Weekly Ad, and now we know that this is suffering from the same problem as several years back in this revamped website. And it's the Privacy Badger, because the Privacy Badger is effective at blocking trackers. And I don't remember what the solution was. I don't remember if what it was the Privacy Badger learned that was just me trying to go and look at the weekly ad, and they figured that out, and then they put it on a permissive list. Hang on. See, if I hold, let's see what happens when I hold the Shift key down and reload this tab. See, it doesn't work. I held the Shift key down. What does the Shift key mean? Web pages try to be economical. The people running the web pages try to be economical. There's known as an when you say, would you please refresh this page? The request, it's a special HTTP request that goes back to wherever the source was. And the source, if it's modern and sophisticated, has what's known as an edge interceptor. They don't use the word interceptor. Edge handling. The edge handling looks at the headers on the request, and it looks at what the expiration date was, because an expiration date is set at the moment that you actually build the page when you first click to get it. And then it says, I'll only have to send things that have expired since the expiration date. Otherwise, everything that's in the cache, like images and certain text things and JavaScripts, haven't expired yet, meaning they haven't changed. So you can just reuse what you've got at your computer, and I'll not send 10 megabytes, I'll send 2,000 bytes, only the things that have changed. And your browser will incorporate that when it renders the page. But when I hold the Shift key down and click Renew, it says, I'm here for the first time, effectively. And so they have to send everything. But they don't want to send everything, because sometimes nothing expires for a year. And if it's in your cache, why bother? See, that's the way they think. See, it's still spinning. Now, I'm not promoting anything. Disable for this site or donate to the EFF. 4 potential trackers were blocked. APIflip.com, GoogleTagManager.com, geolocation.onetrust.com, CDNOptimizely.com. What do you suppose the colors mean? I can guess. APIflip.com. Okay, now what did it do here? It blocked Google Tag Manager too. But why is some of them yellow? Block cookies, what's this one? block entirely. Why would they do that? Why would Privacy Badger think that APIflip.com, why does it say API? Look, I'm doing an analysis. So we go to Virus Total, which is run by Google, with lots of cooperators. We go here, we go to URL, we put in that URL, and I hit enter. No security vendors flagged this URL as malicious. And that was, no, wait a minute. Then you look up here in the upper right-hand corner. Last analysis date by Virus Total, Google, 4 years ago. Would you trust information that's 4 years old in the fast-moving hacking world of the web with malware delivery by means that were never even imaginable 2 years ago? So what I do is I click. How do I do it? They don't want me to. Wait a minute. Why won't they let me recheck it? Clicking here is supposed to redo it. First submission 2016 October, last analysis 2018 December, going into Christmas. Why won't they let me do this? Why is this disabled? This thing here, I'm supposed to be able to say, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Reanalyze. Excuse me. I'm getting very Biden. They're actually redoing it now. A moment ago. Status 406. What is status 406? I can't. HTTP 406. Meaning. Not acceptable. The Hypertext Transfer Protocol 406, not acceptable. Client error response code indicates that the server cannot produce a response matching a list of acceptable values defined in the request proactive content. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What's the difference between a 405 and a 406? Method not allowed. The server supports the request method, but the target so the answer is APIflip.com refused to answer, to reveal anything about itself. That's what the message actually means. And I think I've criticized this before. They call it clean, but the status return was 406, which means that when they tried to look at that website, it refused to talk to them. It says, yeah, I'm here. Let me show you what I mean. Ping. Whoop. Request timed out. request timed out. But they called it clean. What's wrong with virus total? They should have marked it all red. Or do they go, well, if it won't answer, it might just be down, and we don't want to spoil anybody's reputation. See, I'm doing an analysis for you. NS lookup. It's called circularhub.com. Aliases are apiflip.com and www.flyertown.ca. I'm just going to put in the word Flyertown, and the Google search is saying grocery flyers. Current grocery flyers. You can go there, and I'm assuming you can. So who's doing the flyer? We just figured it out. It's one of the tracking cookies. Who blocked me? My guess it wasn't Food Lion. It was Flyertown. Why wouldn't Flyertown alias answer? Because it doesn't want to be interrogated when it's doing its under the cover official tracking, spying on you business. Why did the Google virus total give it greens? Because they know who they are. Got it? Remember, I'm an idiot running his mouth. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. And the reason why the website didn't work is because if I want to watch it, I'm going to have to suspend one of my guys. Or bring up Privacy Badger, disable for this site, only for this site. Did you notice that it refreshed? So the Privacy Badger extension did the favor of doing what? Clicking on the circular arrow for me and telling him to resend it. And there it is. So we now know the reason why I had trouble yesterday, and it's not the ad blockers, it's the tracker, cookie tracker blocker. And now I can see this site so long as I allow Privacy Badger to believe that I will let this one get through. Got it? Remember, this is an idiot's analysis. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about nor what I'm doing. I'm just playing, having fun, letting my mind wander and brainstorming at the same time. Steve AB4 out. I still prefer this one. I think it's easier to go right to the ones, so immediately find the one I'm actually interested in and see if they got a nice price break on it this week. Saying, see you in 73.